Welcome to my car. I don't have my, you can kind of see Taylor Swift. I'm in a car rental because my car is getting replaced, and I'm on a road coming home from the concert for like the next hour. So I have so much I want to talk about, and I feel like this is going to be like Nellie's greatest hits. So give me hashtag live, hashtag replay, because my energy is overflowing and I want to do this. This feels really fun. This episode is like Nellie's greatest hits. I'm just going to like tell you my best advice. Talking to women for over, oh my gosh, honestly, over 10,000 hours, like in the last 7-8 years, I have spent so much time with women, both on the phone, on Zoom, in person, one-on-one, group, conferences. Like, it's been so much in that time frame, and so I feel like I have such a good pool of data. And the first thing I want to say is we are more alike than we are different. Like, if you were to hear some of the things that women have told me, it would hurt your heart. Like, so many women feel very insecure. They feel very lonely. They feel very frustrated. It is very different than what is being curated on your social media feed, which can be the biggest mindfuck, because you're like, am I the only one feeling like I'm doubting myself, that, things feel hard or heavy or confusing? And so I just want to like normalize that, like, so many people feel exactly what you're feeling. They just aren't vocalizing it, right? Publicly, at least. And so women come to me and they just crack their heart wide open, and then we work on, putting all the puzzle pieces together to have that heart be so well taken care of. And if you were to think about a heart surgeon, right? If you needed a heart surgery, you would want to go to the best of the best. And I am the best of the best. And I've been really practicing owning that, because if you needed a heart surgery, you would want your doctor to be very confident in what they do. You would want them to have experience. You would want them to have results of other heart patients, right? And I am so good at what I do. So good at what I do. Like, I can spend 10 minutes with you on the phone in a heart surgery, and we can get to the root of what is going on. It blows me away every single time. Like, I am so good at what I do, both one-on-one, in group, video. Like, you don't have to be, talking to me to benefit from my expertise. Like, the beautiful part about us having a conversation means I can customize, more of it for you. But I'm one of the best heart surgeons out there when it comes to your energy heart, and really helping you navigate the direction that you want to go, and then also helping you like enjoy the process. And I don't just talk the talk, like, I walk the walk. Literally, I get messages daily of like, oh my gosh, Wealthy Month literally changed my life, and this video changed my life. This is exactly what I needed. And so I am owning more of how good I am at what I do, and I want you to do the same, because it's a vibe, and you get to stand in that energy, you get to stand in that power and own that you're really good at what you do. And equally, I'm always wanting to get better, and I think that makes an amazing leader. When someone's just really good at what they do, and you know that they're only like getting better, that's like the best. It's so good. So with that being said, I'm giving you my best. And since I've spent so much time privately with women, I've heard it all, and I really want this episode to be all about solutions for maybe challenges or obstacles that you're currently facing, because we are so much more alike than we are different. So I just want this to be like rapid fire. So first and foremost, this is going to be Unhinged Nellie coming out. So she gets a little spicy and sassy at times, but it's all with love, because I know what you're capable of, and I want you to reach that. And sometimes we need to like shake up the energy to help you just to help remind you who the F you are, and you can move forward and be like, yeah, she's right? So if you ever feel like I'm shaking up the energy and getting spicy, unhinged, sassy, whatever you want to call it, it's always intentional, and I get very passionate because I want to see more women win. And if we're on the sidelines, we can't win. Like, you got to be in the game to win. So the coolest part about this personal growth journey for you is your perspective. When you are blaming your bank account, blaming the lack of time that you have, blaming the drained energy, right? Like if you're tired or exhausted, like I always say, everything that you're sharing always has validity to it, right? It's so valid. Like, sure, you may not love what's in your bank account. Okay. Maybe you don't have the time that you want, right? Like who does, right? Like everyone wants more time. Maybe you have a kiddo that isn't getting a lot of sleep, and it's really, really frustrating. I get it. So I don't want to make you wrong for anything that you're feeling, because that isn't emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is really feeling the feelings and then working through the feelings and the emotions to get to an energy, get to an emotion that better serves you to help you get to not only where you want to go, but just feeling better, right? Like, who wants to be in pain for the rest of their life, right? Like, that no one is meant to be in constant pain. And so it's so cool as an adult, because so much of our problems and our challenges are not problems. You don't have problems or challenges when there's a solution. I'm going to say that again. Unhinged Nellie's already coming out to play. You actually don't have a problem or a challenge if there is a solution. If there's multiple solutions, you don't have a problem. You have a lack of effort. I love you, but you have a lack of effort. If you are tired and you know that there's solutions, we're not making a big enough effort to cure the problem, so you actually don't have a problem. You have a lack of effort. So technically the problem is the lack of effort, not the actual problem. But most adults, it's so much easier to make the problem the villain. Oh, I hate my bank account. I live paycheck to paycheck. I never have enough time. My boss is so needy. I don't love how I look in the mirror. None of my clothes fit, right? Like, blah, 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 blah. But when we're in blah energy, we're going to get blah results. When you're in wealthy energy and you take wealthy action, you're going to get wealthy results. And I know that sounds so basic, but it's so true. It's so true. With the proper energy and effort, you can solve any problem. Say it with me. With the proper energy and effort, I can solve any problem. So you never have problems. So I'll share one with you right now. So we just went to the concert, and I had the 2 tickets in my Apple Wallet for the challenge winners, which made me feel really good. Like, you just never know. Like, I bought them on a trusted site, StubHub, but like, I was telling them last night, as soon as they like got into the arena, I was like, I have fulfilled my contractual obligations. I love you. Have the best time, right? Like, I felt like I could breathe just a little bit more. You just never know. And I had plan A, B, C, D, again, solution. I am the queen of solutions. And therefore I will always be successful because I'm always in solutions mode. had their tickets in my Apple Wallet for like the last few days, but Sarah and I's tickets were still not, they still weren't allowing me to transfer them outside of StubHub. Because StubHub's like a reseller, and so they were showing that they were still not available for transfer, and it was just making me uncomfortable. And so I woke up Friday morning and I was like, this is making me uncomfortable. What can I do about it, right? Solutions. I'm not gonna have StubHub be the villain, because I want to be at that concert. So being, just pointing the finger and having a villain gives away all of my power. So I contact StubHub and they say, there's nothing we can do. It's in our policy, which I understand. It is in their policy. And they're like, don't worry, we have our 100% guarantee. If you can't get the tickets transferred, don't worry, we'll refund you. Well, to myself, I'm like, I don't want a refund. I don't want my money back. I want to go to the concert. So I was like, okay, Nellie, what would you do? What would wealthy Nellie do? Wealthy Nellie would just go ahead and upgrade the tickets to floor tickets, because originally that's what I wanted anyways. They were literally a fraction of what they were even a few days ago, because everyone was trying to sell their tickets. So I got cheaper tickets closer to the stage, and got to surprise Sarah, which felt so incredible. I then relisted the other tickets on StubHub, because then StubHub will transfer the tickets to the other person, because I never received them. And they sold within a minute on StubHub. So now StubHub's responsible for that whole situation. And I just was like, I hope and pray that StubHub gets them transferred to the other person, but I am not risking it for myself. And they sold within a minute. So I bought the other tickets first. I had no guarantee of getting them sold, but I was like, worst case scenario, again, I'm always in solutions mode. Worst case scenario, I have an extra 2 tickets and I find a little girl and I surprise her and her mom. Like, I was already prepared to like look for somebody to surprise and gift them the tickets. That would I love the giving energy, so that would have felt good. Like, if that's worst case scenario, that ain't so bad. It's just money, right? Like, if you want to work through all of your money blocks, start and grow a business. You will personally grow so much. Like, I did not realize how many money blocks I had until I was a business owner. Because there's nowhere to hide. Like, it's easy to hide in a day job with money blocks. It's easy to hide and stay home with kids with money blocks. Like, because it doesn't force you in certain ways. It doesn't force you to look at like the internal stuff. And so when you're a business owner, you got to register your business, you got to pay taxes, you got to pay yourself, you've got to make money in order to pay yourself, you've got to build products. Like, it is actually one of the best ways to work through any and all money blocks, because the growth that I had yesterday of just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy floor tickets. There was no stress, there was no anxiety. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll figure out what I do with the other tickets once I have the other ones. So anyways, the floor tickets immediately transferred in my account. I felt like I could breathe, which was worth the risk within itself, right? Like, you gotta be a little bit of a risk taker to make your goals and dreams happen. Like, they're going to require a courageous, determined, motivated action taker type of you. Like, and if you're willing to be that and grow into that, then you can do anything. Okay? So when it comes to adults and all of their problems, most adult problems are figure outable. There's 3 buckets of problems that people are facing, like 3 big buckets that like all sub problems live in, okay? Just the main 3. So there's health, there's wealth, and there's relationships, okay? Health, wealth, and relationships. So my first question to you is, which one do you think is your biggest bucket right now? Is it health? So that would be like, you don't love how you look in the mirror, you want more energy, maybe you want to get stronger, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to feel sexier. Health can also be like the internal stuff, so like healing trauma, personal growth, mindset, all of those things. So health is really like you, okay? That's really, to sum up that category. It's like all of you, inside and out, okay? Second category is wealth. So that is your relationship with money, right? Like spending it, receiving it, investing it, giving it, all of it, right? Typically, most people are really good at 1 or 2 of those. Like they're really good at giving, or they're really good at making it, but then not managing it, or spending it, but not making it, type of thing. But again, most of adult problems are figure outable. So amazing with whatever you're already good at, we can just build off of that. But we have to, we get to get better at the things that don't come as easy to you. And like the coolest thing that I like to remind myself of, I just thought about this. I hope you can hear me in this cup holder. You're in a cup holder right now. I'm gonna hope that I'm not just talking to myself. Like you can actually like hear my voice. That would be interesting if like the whole conversation no one can hear. Anyways, we're gonna hope that that's not happening because I can't really look down. Anyways, so the thing that I love to remind myself of is no one comes out of the womb, right? Like when you're born, no one comes out like, I'm so good at managing money. I'm so good at making money. It's so easy for me to stay healthy, right? Like all of adult challenges are figure outable, fixable, and they require habits, right? Like health and wealth are hidden in your day-to-day habits. When you can get really, really good at the day-to-day habits, you can change your whole life. And you can do it so freaking fast. And then the last category, which is relationships. So this would be your relationship. This can be your relationship spiritually. This can be your relationship with your significant other, your kids, friends, co-workers, boss, etc. So this is like all of your relationships, because not one person can go through life without having some sort of relationship with someone else, right? Like even if you're your own boss, like you have to have a relationship with other people. Even if it's not close, everyone is connected in order to not only survive but thrive, and like then obviously like the fulfillment piece, right? I see someone commented. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to look down for too long. Okay, someone try to tell me that you can hear me. So that way I don't waste your time. I don't want to be a distracted driver. I'm a really good driver. A very like grandma based driver, but I want to make sure you can hear me. So those are the 3 buckets. So my biggest question in coaching you right now is, which bucket feels like it's the biggest, the heaviest, the one that is consuming you, that you're like, like if I could just, master my health and fitness and my wellness, I could do anything, right? Like, so you get to pick one of the 3 buckets in this coaching session, okay? So you might be like, well, it's all 3, Nellie. Well, just pick the first one that you're like, once I master this one, then the other, 1 or 2 would be so much easier. I believe personally they go in the order that I said. okay? Once you master your health internally and externally, okay, then we go on to wealth, then we go on to relationships. Like, your health is like the foundation to everything. And you, like, there's a lot of chatter in the online space of, you know, you don't have to be skinny to make 6 figures. Like, I've seen that post so many times. Or some people disagree with saying that you get to become healthy to make a lot of money. However, I don't think it's being skinny. I don't think it's losing a certain amount of weight. It's just, honestly, for me, I think it's feeling good, having the energy. So it doesn't have to be this big transformation. You can be skinny and hate yourself. You can be heavier and love yourself, and vice versa, right? Like, it's not about the number, it's more so about how you actually feel, because when you can love yourself, then other people can more easily love you. If you don't love yourself, you will block blessings left and right because you don't feel worthy of them, because you don't love yourself, right? Like, and I mean, like, fully, unconditionally love yourself. I can see this pattern in my past, like 1000%, where I didn't love myself, I didn't have a ton of energy, and it did block me from a lot of blessings. And with that being said, you can still be successful and not have that strong foundation, but you're on a house of cards. Like, literally, I remember 10 plus years ago, I was very, like, overweight, like 40 pounds heavier than I am now. This was before kids. I had no concept of meal prepping or what to meal prep. I had no idea how much water to drink in a day. Some days, a lot of days, I didn't even get water in. And now I go to the gas station and I'm like, oh, water! I want this big thing of water. And so the interesting part about all of this is I've had success without a strong foundation, but it's like a house of cards. It feels so wobbly. You question yourself left and right. You don't enjoy the journey, and therefore you stop and start, you self-sabotage, it just feels awful. So you can totally have success and not love yourself, not be feeling healthy or having energy, but I've had it both ways, and I will never pick that one again. Like, I want to feel so good, and I do believe bigger goals and dreams require more energy. Like, of course they do, right? Like, of course, like, if you want to go travel the world, that's going to take more energy. And if you are struggling to get through your day-to-day, your normal day-to-day, how are you going to go travel the world, right? Like, and since your brain knows that, it's going to self-sabotage, because it's like, girlfriend, you, like, we, like, I was going to say you, but it's like, it's your energy and you are we, like, we can't even get through the day-to-day. Like, why? Like, I know you want to go travel the world, but, like, it ain't in the cards for us, at least at this moment, with how we're operating, right? So I do believe they go in the order that I shared. And you can do all three at the same time, but if one of the buckets, like if your health bucket is so big and so heavy, I would recommend taking a little bit of time to just focus on your health and fitness, right? Like, you can dabble in the other two, but like majority of your time and energy goes into one, then get that feeling better, and then stack on top. Now we're working on our wealth bucket, now we're working on our relationship bucket, and this is like the holy grail. Like, these three buckets, like, I just want you to imagine for a second you feeling like all three categories are on fire in the best way possible. Like, you're crushing it with your health and fitness. You have more energy than you ever have. You could, like, run circles around people. You are excited to get out of bed right? Like, you know how to meal prep, you work out regularly, like, you feel so good internally and externally. You love looking in the mirror, you love putting on your clothes, right? Then we go to the wealth category and you're like, oh my gosh, I am so good at investing money, I'm so good at giving it, I love spending it, I love making it. You're just like, this is like amazing, right? Like, amazing. And then we go to the relationships and you're like, I have the best of friends, I have the best coworkers, my husband and I have never been closer, right? My kids, we feel so connected. So I'm just like painting a picture for you of what's possible versus where you're at right now. And here's the beautiful part too. You might have blessings in all three buckets. Like, maybe your health and fitness is going well. Maybe you've made strides in your wealth bucket. Same thing with your relationships. So wherever you're at, just imagine it amplified times like 1,000,000 and how amazing that would feel. So no matter where you're at on the spectrum of those buckets, like, just imagine them getting better. Like, raise your hand if you want them to be better. I do. Like, I want to keep getting closer with my husband. Like, we've never been closer, and I've known him like pretty much half my life at this point, right? Like, but we've never been closer, and that feels incredible. Like, I actually enjoy spending time with my kids. Like, it doesn't feel like a dread. It doesn't feel like a chore. Like, I'm heading home and I'm like so giddy. Like, I'm not sad. Like, I had an amazing time. It was, I don't want to be sad. I want to be happy that it happened. And now I'm excited to go back to my family. So it's only good energy. I'm about to cross into Ohio. Woohoo! OH! Somebody in the chat, I know. So I just wanted to get better for you. That's like, as your energy heart surgeon, I wanted to get better for you. I wanted to feel better. I want you to get faster results, right? I want it to be just better than you can even imagine in your mind right now. Like, our mind can only design what it knows, right? So imagine it being even better than you can even design in your mind right now. Like, how cool will that be? Not would it, will it? And it's 1000% possible.
Watch out, construction on road ahead.
With the proper energy and effort. Like, anything is possible, okay? So what I want you to pay attention to is the thoughts that you have, the words that you have, and the actions that you have, okay? So this is like the day of 3, okay? Because we have 3 buckets, and there's 3 ways I want you to like work on this. So your thoughts matter, your words matter, and your actions matter. And when we can have them all synced up and aligned, and we're focusing on one bucket at a time, this is where you have no more problems. You have only solutions. When you think that you only have solutions, you say that you only have solutions, you talk and brainstorm about solutions, and then you take the actions, you don't have any problems. You have no problems. If you were to write down every challenge that you have right now, every problem that you have right now, and then you thought differently, talked differently, and took different action, you don't have a problem. And even if it takes us a little bit of time to work on said problem, it's still not a problem because it's already an action of resolving the obstacle, which means it's already in solution mode, right? Like, once it's already in solutions mode, it's not a problem. It's just, we're now heading in the direction of, course correcting, and you can literally see in front of you that it's literally just a matter of time before it's complete. And I do believe that then when you can be in that part of the journey, this is when it goes so fast, because your brain loves evidence. So once we have you in solutions mode and you're actively taking action, and your brain starts to see and feel the results, your brain's like, we like this, let's keep doing this, like, yes please, more please, let's go, right? And it's just so much easier. I've been waking up earlier and earlier, because that's been one of my desires, but it hasn't felt easy, again, because I have a toddler that his sleep is still all over the place. But I'm like, you know what? Let's do this imperfectly. It doesn't have to be like, if my desire is to wake up earlier so I have more quiet time before the house wakes up, let me just do it as much as I can, right? I was in the solutions mode of being perfect, which was stopping me from actually even doing it. It's been something that I've been really actively working on, because it's a trend that I can see. If I can't do it perfectly and do it 100% of the time, my old way of being would just be like, I'm out. Like, if I know I can't do it every single day, then I don't want to set myself up for failure. But it's really not failure if we're making progress, right? But in a perfection energy and a perfection mindset, it does feel that way. And so you get a different result. So I've been working on that, because I'm like, okay, even if I woke up, like, here, go to worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is, even if I wake up at 5 a.m., which is my desired outcome, like 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, so that way I have 2 hours before the world needs me, right? Even if I do it 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, right? Isn't that better than zero? Isn't that a solution? Isn't that helping, like, get towards my overall desired result, right? The same thing with 10,000 steps. I get an average of 10,000 steps a day, but there are a few days here and there where it just didn't happen. And that's okay. I got more than I would if I didn't put in the energy and effort. And so I'm still winning. Like, I'm still winning. And that's huge. That's the whole goal here, right? Like, are you going to be mad about making $1,000 cash day, and then the next day you have like $100 cash day, and then you have like another $500 cash day? Like, the goal here is more reps rather than 0 reps. You can't get stronger in the gym if you don't pick up the weights. And if you pick up the weight and then you, for one time, and then you never pick it up again, you're still not going to get stronger. So, like, the goal with getting literally physically stronger is more reps, which is short for repetition, right? You've got to do something long enough to see the result. And this is with talking to people and supporting them, you know, for 8 years now, thousands of hours on the phone, the holding yourself through the middle. I call it the messy middle, because it is messy, and it can be very uncomfortable when you're in the messy middle. So it's like, after you have started to be in solutions mode, but you're not at the desired result yet, so many people give up in the messy middle. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. So many people give up in the messy middle because they don't think it's happening, because they can't see the result, right? It's like the seeing is believing. Well, you've got to believe, and then you'll see. Which I love the word believe, because it has B in it, B-E. So you've got to be the energy of the goal, and you've got to do the things long enough to have the desired result. Okay, I'm hoping people can hear me. I see people commenting, so I'm going to assume people can hear me. If not, I'm just giving the best advice to Taylor Swift, even though she does not need advice. But her and I we're just having a girl chat here. So the cool part when you shift to solutions mode, you find so many solutions. When I I had a hunch, this was years ago, but when I had a hunch that I had ADHD, again, I'm trained to go into solutions. I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of feeling blah about my brain. I feel like I'm different. I'm going to advocate for myself. I went and got tested. I then went and explored like a treatment plan. I learned more about ADHD. I feel like everything else is better because of that, right? That would go into the health category. I feel like I am a better business owner, a better human, a better mom, a better wife. I feel better because of going into solutions mode on that. I have talked to so many people, they're like, yeah, I should probably get tested. You're in a problem then. Like, probably means you're in a problem, right? Yeah, I should probably, work on growing my business. Okay, probably is not going to get us results. Should is not going to get us results, right? Like, I should meal plan. I should do this. It's like, but what? Like, we've got to get in solutions mode. Being in solutions mode is such a habit for me. I don't even realize that I'm doing it. Like, it's that normal for me to be in solutions mode, to the point where sometimes I have to catch myself, because if I'm in like wife mode and my husband just wants to like vent, right, about something, and he's not looking for solutions, we've gotten to a part of our relationship where he's like, I just want to like vent. That's what I need right now. I don't need you to be in solutions mode. I love you. I need my wife. And it's like, okay, got it. So that's how much it is a part of my identity and has been for so long, which is why I get incredible results. Like, I don't have a handout. I don't have this secret thing that I'm not telling you. Like, I do not gatekeep. Like, it's the proper energy and the proper effort. And I really think a lot of the world is convinced that there's something that, someone's not telling them, which I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm just telling you, you'll be shocked with how much your life can change when you put in the proper energy and effort into those 3 buckets, right? Health, wealth, relationships, right? Your best relationships that like you cherish the most, it's because you're putting time and money into them, right? Like, everything takes time and money, and you get to decide which one you have more of. Because if you have more time, let's use that as a resource more. If you have more money versus time, let's use that as your resource more, right? Like, let's leverage what you have. I think it requires both time and money, but meet yourself where you're at of like, what do you have available to you? And there's a lot of resources out there. Again, when you're in solutions mode, you would be shocked with the amount of solutions that are out there waiting for you to find them, right? And there's this really cool thing called Google that you can find just about anything. Like my greens shot that I take every single day that I love, which I get to take it when I get home. I'm like craving it. It'll be helpful to reset my body after all the dancing and singing and all the things. But I Google most of the things that I need support with. I found TaskRabbit, which TaskRabbit will literally come to your house to deep clean your house, to move furniture, to organize, to do any like personal task that you need. They all have reviews of like the people that are on there. You can just pay them one time. It's not like you have to commit forever. So that's how I found TaskRabbit. That's how I found my greens. The ADHD process that I went through, I Googled it. I'm not gatekeeping here. I'm a research queen. I go find solutions. I go ask people that I trust. I ask, like, what do I need to be successful? And then it's up to me to like make it happen. I found several meal prep companies through Googling. 1-800-GOT-JUNK has come to my house a lot this year, and I found them on Google. Google's like my best friend. We are very close. And it's just amazing when you do a search at how much you can find, right? Like, it blew me away, the handful of people that were commenting on my Taylor Swift stuff saying, like, must be nice. Yeah, it was nice. I put in the proper energy and effort to make this happen. This wasn't handed to me. Like, I had to put in the energy and effort, and I got the result. This is why I know my process works, because I'm working it every single day and doing it with ease, flow, and fun, and doing it imperfectly, I might add. And so, and one person said, well, I went on StubHub, because I told her to go on StubHub, and she goes, well, the tickets are $3,000. I'm like, and? Like, you said that you wanted to go. What are you doing, right? What are you doing to make it happen, right? There's so many ways to make money on the internet in 2024, 2025, 2026. Like, there is no reason that someone should be broke. Like, and it's not just making more money. It is, yes, also managing it, which I have so many tips for that. Oh my gosh. So let's just share, like, on that note, let's just go through Nellie's favorite solutions on all of these categories. I've kind of already started. So we'll do rapid fire here. What time is it? Okay. So let's go through the health category. So Nellie's favorite solutions for the health category. I have this foam pillow that I'm obsessed with, and it's a neck pillow, so it like has a dip for your neck. I was just noticing with the sleep that I get, my neck was always hurting, so I went on Amazon and typed in pillow for neck problems, and wouldn't you know it, I found one that had amazing reviews. So I have a really awesome memory foam neck pillow that I'm obsessed with. So I love that. In our bedroom, I made it so cozy. We have this like cute little like night light that like radiates like a pink purple color, and it's from Scentsy, which I'm obsessed with Scentsy, by the way. Like, obsessed. Their scents obviously smell amazing. So it's a Scentsy nightlight that radiates like this pink purple color throughout our bedroom, which just makes me so happy. And then there's just like this beautiful scent that is on top of the nightlight. So it's like functional and also cute. It's like, it checks all the boxes. So our bedroom just feels cozy and amazing. So like, with the little bit of sleep that I can get most of the time, I want to make it count, right? I have been taking Epsom salt baths. Not every single night. Again, I'm not like, if I can't always do something every single day, but I've been taking Epsom salt baths more often than not, and it's just so nice. I don't bring my phone. I get in the bubble bath. Even like Emma has sat off to the side at times because she's still awake. She's like, can I just hang out with you? I'm like, yeah, sure. And we don't like, she just wants to like body double. And she's like, I just want to be near you. And I'm like, that's fine. Mommy wants to like relax her body. So I have really loved doing that. I have multiple walking pads at this point. I have a Apple Watch, so I strive, that's one of my favorite words, I strive to get 10,000 steps a day in. Some days are higher, some days are a little bit lower, but I am tracking it every single day. And so typically what I do is, if it was just a really busy day or wonky day or a lot of driving like today, like I strive to do my best. So I'm always tracking, and if it's towards the end of the day and I'm like, okay, the whole goal of the 10,000 steps is not to exhaust myself, because that defeats the purpose of doing it. But the goal of doing all of these things is to do better, be better, and move towards what I desire with ease, flow, and fun. So I have to really always make sure I'm coming from a place of yes. I'm coming from a place of ease, flow, fun versus push, 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 hustle, 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 grind, 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 because then I immediately go back into that old identity that I don't want, is not serving me. I don't want to be in it. It's not serving me. So I have to be very, very cautious and mindful of how I show up in certain ways. So that way I don't step back into that identity, because it was my identity for a really long time. So of course it's going to like try to sneak back in. So there are, a handful of days where I'm tracking and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I'm at 7,000 steps, let's say. And it's like towards the end of the night. So in order to get to 10,000, it's going to be a lot, right? But what I've done recently that has really helped me is, okay, even if you can't get to the 10,000 and do it with ease, flow, and fun today, make it a fun game. I'm at 7,000. Can I get to 8, right? Can I get to 7,500, right? That's better than just throwing in the white towel and giving up, because I don't want to be that identity either. So I've really found like this beautiful happy medium, and my overall goal is to still strive to do the 10,000 steps more often than I'm not doing. But I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be in that identity, and I also don't want to be in the, well, I'm just going to give up now type of energy, because that neither one of those serve me. So it's that beautiful in between that does serve me. Water has been amazing. I typically add to my water something called Trim Fit. It's purple tea. It helps with your energy, your focus, curb cravings, all of those things. So I love that in my water. I get so much water in every single day. Getting water in is so easy for me. I do my daily greens shot. And so that's like more of the health stuff that I'm obsessed with. Obviously, I just did a marathon, so I was doing a lot of running, but I am now complete with that, and I'm moving on to like another big health goal that I'm excited about. So more like strength training, building muscle, lean, mean, fighting machine in the best way possible. So that's more like the health stuff. More of like the outside stuff. I love a cute outfit. And when I say cute, I'm like talking leggings and a cute shirt. I love doing my hair. I love beanies, right? Like I love just headbands, like just really not necessarily being dressed to the nines. I've noticed that like wearing designer clothes actually doesn't really get me excited. Like if I find something designer and I love it because I love it, not because it's designer, then that's different. Like these, where are the glasses at? Like these glasses I've had for over a year, and these are Gucci. They were like $500 and I'm obsessed with them. I did not buy them because they were Gucci. I do love them and they're bougie, but I love them because they're like, they have all of these stars all over them. Like I get so many compliments on them. So that's like a big thing for me. Like I'll buy something because it's high quality, or I really, really love it, not just buying it because of the designer. Like it's because, like, not buying it just because it's designer. I just as much love going thrifting and buying clothes from our boutique and Amazon and all of those things. So like cute and comfy clothes are the season that I am normally in right now, besides like dressing up for a special occasion. So I love doing my makeup. I don't do it every single day, but I do love doing my makeup. I love journaling. I love quiet time. I've been tapping more into my faith recently and praying and just leaning into more of a spiritual practice, a spiritual journey, and that has felt really good. There's a lot there. So I've just been slowly expanding my comfort zone around that, and it's felt really, really good, and it hasn't felt forced, which is also good, and my whole goal with everything that I'm doing. For food, we typically do like a meal prep company for most of our meals, and then we do eat out. And I've just found that to be a really good blend. I used to feel bad about eating out, but we're such foodies, and we really do like family, like dinner time, family time is my favorite time. And so if we can eat out a couple of days a week and it's less dishes, I feel, I know there's somebody out there that relates to this. Like, I feel like I actually enjoy dinner time more, because I'm not like, oh, what am I going to make? I make it, then we eat it, and then I like, someone's got to clean up the mess, right? So I've just found that like the time that I cherish the most is with my family, and I don't want to be internally stressed. So that's been huge. I mentioned TaskRabbit earlier. I was even on the phone with my husband. I was like, I really want them to come so that way I can just do this like big, deep clean on our house. I love to clean, but I don't always have the time. Again, problem solution. So I'm like, all right, TaskRabbit, hop over to my house. And it's so affordable. I'm also testing a laundry service where they will pick up your laundry, wash it, fold it, and bring it back to you. And it's so affordable. Again, I'm like, this is so worth it. Like, the amount of hours that I invest in laundry, and I don't love it. Like, laundry is probably the biggest chore that I do not love. I love to vacuum. I love to wipe down surfaces. I love to organize. I love to decorate. Like, there's a lot of the household tasks that I do love, actually. Dishes, I don't really mind. They're easy. They're really mindless. I typically just talk to my husband or somebody else when I'm doing it. But the laundry is like the biggest, heaviest one. So it's worth the money to delegate that, especially when I think about how many hours per week and then add that up for a whole year. I'm like, that's over, like, it's easily over 100 hours for the year, if not more. What could I do with 100 hours? Like, imagine investing that in my health and fitness or, you know, my business or whatever it may be. So that's like huge. And there's only so many hours that we have available. So buying back our time can be huge. So I mentioned 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I love that. Let's go to the middle category because that's really where I want to spend the most time. So there's a lot here. Where should we start? Well, let's start with money that you already have, because when we can have a better relationship with money that you already have, then when you make more, it will feel so good because you already have, again, like, money is also its own, like, getting that strong foundation within the money bucket, and then we add to it, and that's like, it feels really, really good. So before we even like go into your bank account, it's checking in on the energy of money. Like, when I say the word money, do you cringe? Do you sweat? Do you tense up, right? Like, the energy around money before we even talk about specific numbers has got to be better. Yay, it says Columbus. I'm getting closer. So the energy of money has got to be better for you to not only maintain the money that you have right now, but to grow the money that you have. Like, I don't want anyone to feel scarce around money. I don't want you to be exhausted or stressed or frustrated with money. Like, money should be this beautiful relationship in your life that just gets better and better and better. And if nothing changes, nothing will change. And it's so important for us to figure out a plan so that way you can go in the direction that you're wanting, and it can just get better and better and better. So we get to look at the energy of money first. So this is where we would talk about money mindset. We would talk about money blocks. We would talk about what you say about money, right? Like, if you keep saying that you're broke, we've got to change your words, right? So your energy with money is your thoughts, your words, and then your actions, right? Like, in that order. Thoughts about money, how you speak about money, as if it's actual, like an actual person. There was a situation that happened this past week where I was not in the room on something, and I had multiple people stand up for me when I wasn't in the room, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, those are the type of humans that I want to surround myself with, not gossip energy, right? Or anything around that type of energy. Well, that's how we get to feel about money. So even when money's not in the room, meaning like you're not going into your bank account or opening up your wallet, you're thinking good thoughts about money as if it's a person. You're saying good things about money as if it's a person. And then when you actually spend time with your money, it all syncs up, it's all connected, and it's all aligned, versus like, does anyone want a relationship with somebody that talks behind their back, like nasty stuff, that when they're with them is just like treating them like crap and being mean and passive aggressive, and like, who wants that type of relationship? But yet a lot of people have that type of relationship with money, and it's like, if that were an actual person, you would not want that relationship. And so we also get to make sure, this is kind of connecting the buckets together, but if that's how our relationship with money, how else is that showing up in our life, right? Like, do you have that type of relationship with people, with yourself? Because if it's showing up in the money, it's probably showing up somewhere else, because we're creatures of habit, and how we do most things is how we do most things. And so it could be showing up in multiple ways. So anyways, so we want to talk about those types of things, get the relationship feeling better before we talk budget, before we talk strategies, right? Before we go make more money. People are skipping over that type of stuff so much, and then they're so frustrated, and they're thinking they'll get to the goal faster if they just go ahead and skip over. They're like, I don't need that money mindset stuff. Money blocks, no, I don't have any of those. Like, literally, people have said these things to me, and I'm like, typically, the ones that say they don't need money mindset, they don't need to work on their money blocks, are the ones that have the most room to grow. They have the most money blocks. They have the worst relationship with money, but they're so in their ego that they're not willing to admit it to even themselves. Like, you don't have to go on social media and make like a social media post about any of this stuff. Like, you don't have to do that, but you've got to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself and you're not honest with your money, how are you going to have an honest relationship with anyone, right? Like, it's gotta be better to get better, and you've got to choose that you want it to be better and take those actions for it to even have a shot at being better. I even had this thought this morning where I was like, we're going for impacting and reaching over 1 million moms. I want more ordinary, everyday moms to feel like they have a community that they fit in, and they're like, wow, I can do extraordinary things even being the way that I am, right? Whether that be ADHD, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you've had hurdles that you've had to jump through, whatever it may be. My goal with Wealthy Mama Movement is it's for like the everyday woman, and she gets to win. Like, she gets to win and thrive and feel just so good, so on top of the world. So when it comes to this category, once we work through all of those, once we work through more of the energy and the relationship with money, then we start to talk like so much more about it. So we look at what you're currently spending. I like to go with spending first, because there's some really quick wins to crank things up. It's not easy for most people to save money. Most people get really intimidated about investing money and also making more money. So we're going to go with the path of least resistance and work on the easier stuff first. So hands down, opening up your bank account and going through the last month, 3 months, 6 months, honestly, even a whole calendar year of your spending, because then you would get a really good snapshot at birthdays, holidays, vacation, when you're sick, when, the weather's not great. Like, you can really tell a lot about your relationship with money if you go that, if you zoom out that much. which is really cool. I've done this many times and I learned so much more about myself every single time. It's interesting, but numbers tell a story, and numbers, the cool thing about numbers is they can change when you play with them, right? Like when you shift them. Like it's like a math problem. 2 + 2 will always equal 4, but if you do a different math problem, it will equal a different amount. My phone is getting low, so I might have to wrap up this marathon that we're doing. I'm surprised my phone actually hasn't gotten overheated yet. That's nice. So I love that little beep that this car rental does. It's like beep beep. It's like so cute. It's the little things in life. So let's go through the last at least week, then month. Like work yourself up to the last year. Go through every credit card, if you have credit cards, wherever you have swiped your card, right? We can really see a lot. Okay? The biggest money monsters, but I don't mean that in a bad way, but like the things that are going to consume the most amount of your money are housing, transportation, and food. All three categories are needed, right? You need a roof over your head. You need a vehicle, typically, to go to and from places, and you need food. But a lot of people have a mortgage or rent that is very high. They have a car payment, whether it's a lease or like a car loan, that is very high. And then their groceries alone are very high. And then eating out adds up really, really fast. So when it's 3 again, you guys. That was not planned. The threes are coming out to play today. I love it. Someone go play the lottery and put a bunch of threes in your winning numbers, because man, oh man, this was not planned at all. I have no notes. This is how I'm so good at what I do. Like I don't need preparation. I just will talk until my phone shuts off or somebody kicks me off. So the threes. So housing, transportation, and food. So we can really see so much shifts when we get creative with those 3 buckets, right? So for example, if your rent or mortgage was really high, okay, can we refinance the mortgage? Can we move and downsize? If you're in an apartment and your apartment feels so high, can we get a roommate? Can we shop around at other apartments? And then obviously you would have to see like when your lease is up, but we could at least shop around. If you can find a really nice apartment that is $500 cheaper a month, that adds up, right? Like it's at least worth considering. That's like one of my favorite mindset hacks of like, I don't have to say yes, but I do want to entertain the idea of something if it relates to where I'm wanting to go, right? Like I'm always down to entertain ideas if they align with wealthy me. Like I owe it to my wealthiest self to do that, but it's not always going to be a yes or immediately. So when I did this, I found over $100,000 that I shifted so fast. It was mind-blowing to me because it just gets easy to be in spending mode, and then you're like, I know I should budget, I know I should look at that, I know I should. Oh, there's a car next to me. But we're living such a fast-paced life that there's already so much going on in your day-to-day to add another task like budgeting, which most people don't love to do. It's going to keep being put off because it does take brain power. It does take focus, right? Like you can't really have a kid screaming and sit down and crunch numbers. It's not that easy, right? It's not that simple. But so important, right? And so the coolest hack outside of the three categories and like shifting things within those three categories, is playing with like percentages. So if you have heard the 50-30-20 rule, it really helps. So that way 50% is going to your needs, then 30% is going to your wants, and then you're saving 20%, which is huge because the average millionaire says to save 15%. So you're even like saving a little bit more than that, which is great. So I love a percentage-based plan because it gets you in the habit of things and you can set it up. A lot of banks, I'm actually switching my business bank account after 8 years because I found a bank account that will literally, every time I deposit money in, it will automatically move it percentage-wise to the account that I want it to on its own. That is worth me moving everything to a new bank account because that's not a convenient thing, but like the fact that this bank will do that is worth it so much to me because I am busy. I don't want to have, like, the biggest challenge I see with people wanting to budget is if budgeting doesn't come naturally to you, if you don't normally do spreadsheets or love spreadsheets, or you don't feel like numbers are your thing, then telling yourself that you're going to always sit down and check in on your budget and update your budget is a big fat lie to yourself because it's not something that you naturally already do. And so there's just so much like resistance there that is not your fault, but then you feel so blah when you're not consistently doing it. And so automating this, like I call this the automated budget, like when you can have an automatic transfer going into your savings or going into like a debt repayment bucket, right? Like, and it's at least sorting it into digital envelopes for you. Now you don't have to work so hard. Again, ease, flow, fun. I have multiple savings transfers that happen without me doing a thing. And some savings transfers are for fun money, right? I'm saving for fun money that I won't spend today, but it's like a short-term savings goal, right? I have long-term savings goals and transfers, and same thing with short-term. And they're both important, and they both have helped me so much. I love my savings trackers that I have. I love my savings binder. Like, just making all of this more automated and more fun has forever changed my life. Like, to the point where I truly want to do more financial literacy, not only for adults, but also like kids and teens, and making it like fun, because I don't see enough of that in the world. And I feel like this is a big pain point for so many people, and they're really struggling with it, and it's really holding them back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, come to the dark side of where it's so fun to save money. It's so fun to make money. It's so fun to spend it and give it. Like, it feels so fun. It feels so easy. It feels so simple with every aspect of money. It's so good. Dare I say, even paying off debt can be fun. And debt is not bad. Debt can be a strategy. Like, that's a whole nother marathon of a video within itself, because debt can be so helpful, so that way you finance things, right? Like, most people wouldn't be able to live in their home without their mortgage. That's debt, right? Like, but you're leveraging someone else's money to be able to have a roof over your head. Or if you've gotten a business loan, did that business loan help you move forward in your business, which is an asset, right? Like, that's huge. Or the car that you drive, does that car keep you safe, your kids safe, right? Like, give you a reliable way to get to and from places. Like, when we can shift the energy around debt and actually make even that relationship feel so healthy and so good, even before it's paid off. So many people tell me, they're like, I'll feel so much better about money once I have all my debt gone. Well, that's a toxic relationship, because it's telling yourself that you're not worth that now until you've gotten like the result, and that's not true. You can feel better now about your debt no matter what. So let's talk about saving and spending. Giving. So many people feel like they can't give until they make more. And that's also not true. It's only true if you tell yourself that it's true. You can give time and energy and $10, right? $20. Like, there's so much that you can give right now that you're holding yourself back from that will actually catapult you into a whole new wealth paradigm when you give first. When you give first without the expectation of receiving, and you keep giving and you keep feeling so good about it, you will receive so much. And it's not always immediate, and it's not always directly tied to that person, but you will. You absolutely will. It's the ultimate trust fall, right? Like, it's trusting that when you're giving, all of that will come back to you tenfold, because it always does. And people delay giving, but it's the very thing that will change everything for you. Like, everything for you. And we get to tap into fun and creative ways to give, but like, giving is always in style. Giving in ways that feel good to you is the most important way to give, no matter how much money you have in your bank account. How long have we been talking for? I'm pretty sure we've been talking at least for like an hour. Look at us. Look at us go. I could keep going. I do have to check my phone. So let's see here. You're like a healthy distraction, because this road, it's just a straight shot home, and so it's just kind of like do. You can only listen to so much music before you're like, I need somebody to talk to. So we're gonna give before we receive, and we're gonna keep giving and keep giving and keep giving. Now, in order to receive, you do need to ask. You do get to ask. Like, we don't, like, wealthy women don't wait. So it's not like, okay, Nellie told me to give and give and give, and then I would eventually receive. And you're kind of like waiting around. Well, we don't wait around. In order to receive, the world needs to know that you're open to receiving. So how we do that is so many different ways. We launch the business, we grow the business, we invite people to work with us, right? Like, we follow up with them, we market on social media, right? Like, people need to know that you're open for business, right? Go and ask for the raise, or sell things in your home, right? Like, you have to do your part. You get to do your part for this all to work. So we never wait around. It's never twiddling your thumbs and waiting around. It's taking the aligned, inspired action that is so important. So the giving is huge. The spending is huge too, because that's also a part of the trust factor. So many people are so tense with their money, and they're so worried not more money is going to come in, so therefore they're hoarding it. Now, there's a difference between intentionally saving your money versus hoarding it, right? Having scarce energy around it. So like, every single dollar coming in and out gets to have the best energy. It does not surprise me when I relisted the tickets that they immediately sold within 1 minute. I priced it very similar to other people's tickets, but last night, even like minutes before the concert started, there was still a lot of tickets for sale. Now, you could argue that it's just, a coincidence, but the fact that mine sold so fast, I'm gonna say that it's not an accident. I was detached from them selling. I did my due diligence to look at other people's ticket prices, so that way I could put an informed price, a listing up. I was strategic and made it $50 lower than someone next to me, because sales psychology plays a big part in things. And I pressed list, and they sold, I think it was even under a minute. I checked my email because I thought it was a glitch, because it was like, your tickets are now listed, and then literally I get another email, your tickets have sold. And I'm like, wait, what? This is the power of giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. I say it in that order, giving and receiving. And it's this beautiful cycle. Like, it never ends. It's not like we give and give and give and give and we're not receiving. It's giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. The mini launch method that I teach on is built on this energy of giving and receiving. We mini launch on giving, and we mini launch on receiving, and we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? And it's this beautiful dance, and it feels incredible, and also it works so well when you work it. If you want to make more money and it to feel good, you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to have offers that light you up, programs that light you up, products that light you up. When you can have so much more passion around what you're promoting, it will equal so much more profit for you. So much more. Passion around what you're promoting equals profit. And continuing to take aligned action and giving it a long enough time to work is key, right? Now, there's an infinite amount of ways to do this. People are super successful on TikTok, and I'm barely on TikTok. There's people that are super successful on Facebook and get great results. There's people that are super successful with running ads versus just organic marketing, or both, right? Like, there's an infinite amount of ways to make this all happen, which I find is where people get overwhelmed, but that is a choice. Like, I have stopped myself because I can't stay in the overwhelm. I have to go take action. I can't just keep being in that energy. And so anytime I get overwhelmed, it just means it's a sign that I get to take action. When you're overwhelmed, it's because you've been sitting for so long, and you're like, your brain is in overload of information, and that makes sense. It's perfect. Like, it makes perfect sense of why we get overwhelmed. It's because we're not in motion, and our body is meant to be in motion. And so that's why we get to go take more action. Okay. So I have lots of tips and tricks around this category. The biggest, outside of the passion tip, is accountability. It's not that you need a mentor or anything like that, but find people in categories that you struggle with. So if you struggle with strategy, then find somebody to help you with strategy. If you struggle with like the admin tasks, find somebody to help you with that. If you struggle with offer creation, find somebody to help you with that, right? Like, wherever your weak spots are, find people to help you, right? Online co-working, like, it's essentially like body doubling, has been a game changer for me. I have done so much body doubling, like virtual co-working, in these last few months, and it has been a game changer to the point where that's why we built it into your wealthy year. Like, you get so much co-working built in, and we do like 15-minute time sprints. Every one of those calls gets so much done, and it doesn't surprise me because they work so well, because you're collectively feeling the energy of everyone around you. I love digital assets. I love anything that you can do that you can do easily from anywhere, I think is huge. So if that's digital assets, if that's one-on-one or group programs or courses, affiliate marketing, events, like virtual events are great. Like, drop shipping, print on demand, like all of these things where it's very low cost to get up and running and maintain, but has very high profits. And there are so many people on the internet wanting that type of information, wanting that type of support and experience. And when you can get that stuff dialed in and start marketing it, like, you can make a really good amount of money. And for the normal everyday person, even $1,000 extra a month, which is very doable in the online space, can be life-changing for most families. Like, I want you to imagine having an extra $1,000 a month on top of all of the automated budgets that we've been talking about and that type of stuff. And then imagine $2,000 extra a month that you don't currently have. $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. All of these numbers are possible. They're happening for so many people. Why not you? Right? Like, why not you? Why not right now? Right? You're stopping yourself. And again, we just get to take ownership of ourselves and stop pointing the finger and blaming, other things and other people. And if you want more money, let's go figure it out, right? It is the most it's the biggest emotional turn on for me when someone's like, yeah, I don't love where I'm at right now and I want to do something about it, and I am doing something about it, and can you help me, right? Oh my gosh, I live for those type of people. And also the people that are like, okay, I'm getting great results, can you help me get even better results, even faster results? I'm like, oh yes, let's go. It drains my energy when people are just talk. They just go in circles, and there's no breaking through to them because they're so stuck in their story. They're so stuck on their blah ladder. And I can't beg them. You can be the most successful coach or mentor, and if someone is not willing to do the work, it does not matter. It has to be an internal, heck yes, I'm willing to do the work. I want to do the work. I'm excited to do the work. I'm going to make it happen, right? It's not just having a great coach or mentor, it's being an energetic match for that coach or mentor. I've never said it that way, but that makes perfect sense. Interesting. I'm going to have to process that one. So emotionally turn on yourself by shifting, right? The thoughts, the words, the actions. The thoughts, the words, the actions. Keep moving forward. You can make huge strides in a day, in a week, in 4 weeks, in 6 weeks, in 8 weeks. It can happen so fast. And I think that's what, yes, it does take time, but you can start to see the growth, right? And that is exhilarating. It is motivating. It is so good. So freaking good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pause there because my brain needs a little bit of a break, but I hope you enjoyed this car sesh with me, and I'm happy to do more on different topics or go deeper on anything. So just let me know. I have been craving to do a giant actual Q&A, but I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do that obviously safely while driving, but that is something that I do desire to do because I love answering questions as much as I can. So I love you, and the best thing that I would recommend doing after this car session is double down on the bucket that is holding you back the most, and we go there and we work on things within that bucket. So if you work with me privately, or if you're in your wealthy year, we can obviously work on this stuff too. But regardless, I want to see you win. I want to see you thrive. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to win. And you're so capable of making it happen. Okay, so I'm going to awkwardly sign off here and do it safely, but just know that I love you. Okay, goodbye.